Chechnya. We reported this about 2 weeks ago during a protest. There was a mass arrest of about 100 gay men in Chechnya, 3 of whom were killed. As a result of those arrests, many of the people who were arrested, some have now escaped. And I want you to hear my language very precisely. They escaped from conditions that are now being described as concentration camps for gay men. This is happening as we speak. There have been over 30 messages of concern from people who have escaped to international advocacy officers describing their conditions as being men placed in rooms with 15 to 30 prisoners. They're held without food. They've been tortured with electric shocks. They've been beaten. Some of them have been beaten to death. And there seems to be little of no recourse with Russia. Russia says that they have not heard about this, and if there are any complaints, that they should file a complaint. Meanwhile, people who are escaping from these detention centers, whatever you want the precise language to call it, I don't know, but people who have escaped are describing these situations in Chechnya that people are considering to be a style of concentration camp. Now, here's what disturbs me the most about this story, besides the obvious assault on human rights. What bothers me about the story is the language that's coming out of Chechnya with regard to this. One of the spokespersons for the leader of Chechnya said this. They said that it's not possible for these events to be taking place because there are no gay people in the republic. I mean, I don't even know really what to say to that, except perhaps that's the best evidence that we have of the human rights violations that are occurring at this point. This is happening essentially in Russia's backyard. This is something that if they're aware of, that they do have a responsibility to address. But Russia is not a panacea for LGBTQ rights. Perhaps comparatively speaking to Chechnya, maybe you can consider it to be a better situation. But the image that's behind me right now is an image of Vladimir Putin that has been banned in Russia. And you also have to remember the legislation that they passed not too long ago that banned what they considered to be the promulgation of gay propaganda to minors. So it's a situation that's ongoing. There's still people who are missing out of those 100 men that were detained, and they're not even admitting that it exists, that it's happening at all, because they don't have gay people in Chechnya. This goes to show you the conservative leanings, the ideological religious leanings of the region. It's so embedded in their culture that they even consider it mercy killings or honor killings to kill someone who is gay. Families that fall apart, they fall apart if they find out that someone is gay. It's so entrenched in the ideology, the religious culture there, that they won't even admit that it exists. Yet reports are coming out that of the 100 people that were arrested, many of them are being held in conditions that some are calling or describing as concentration camps for gay men.